If you grew up in the early 80s, Star Blazers hit different. It wasn't a cartoon that reset each episode. It had continuity, weight, actual consequences. The sun was dying. Earth's population was underground, and a rebuilt battleship had 1 year to save civilization. For American audiences raised on episodic television, that was revolutionary. Today, we're counting down 10 facts that explain why this show mattered and why it changed how we thought about animated storytelling.
I've never seen anything like this. I wonder where it's from.
Let's get started. Number 10. Earth wasn't just threatened, it was buried. In Season 1, Earth didn't face a distant doom. It faced extinction in 1 year, a deadline carved in stone. Gamelon had detonated planet bombs that saturated the atmosphere with lethal radiation. Humanity had retreated underground. The surface was gone. Children were born in bunkers, never knowing daylight. This wasn't a dramatic setup. It was systemic collapse happening in real time. Queen Starsha of Iskandar offered a solution, the Cosmo DNA, a device that could cleanse the radiation from the soil and air. But you had to reach her world in that 1 year window. Miss it, and every human being dies. That ticking clock wasn't just plot mechanics. It was existential pressure that defined the entire narrative arc. The show operated like a countdown timer for civilization itself, and nothing could stop it from ticking forward.
I don't want to hear such defeatist talk. It's people like you that have kept us from winning.
Number 9. A sunken battleship became humanity's only hope. The Yamato was a museum piece, a relic of World War II, resting at the bottom of the sea for years. Earth's engineers didn't build a new ship from scratch. They raised the old one from the seafloor, retrofitted it completely, and renamed it the Argo. They bolted an experimental engine called the wave motion engine onto a vessel from a war that had ended decades before. The symbolism wasn't accidental. It was deliberate and unmissable. Here was the contradiction at the heart of the show. Salvation came from repurposing the machinery of destruction. The Argo wasn't humanity's future. It was humanity's past, weaponized to survive. It meant that in crisis, you don't start fresh from nothing. You adapt what worked before, even if it cost you everything.
Venture, full speed ahead. We're going right into the heart of their command post.
Number 8. This ship could break physics. The wave motion engine wasn't just fast. It could push the Argo to approximately 150,000 times the speed of light. Let that sink in. 150,000 times faster than light. A journey of 148,000 light years would normally take a civilization's entire history to complete. The Argo would make it in 1 year. The show never got bogged down explaining the mechanics. That wasn't the point. It trusted the audience to accept the premise and move forward. What mattered was that the impossible became simply difficult. Physics bent, ambition moved, and Earth species got a genuine shot at tomorrow. For a children's program in 1979, that kind of casual disregard for conventional limits was almost heretical. Most shows asked permission. Star Blazers just took what it needed and never looked back.
Yeah, we did it!
Number 7. It was the first anime that demanded you pay attention. Before Star Blazers, most English-translated cartoons operated like syndication filler. Each episode stood alone. You could watch them in any order and lose nothing meaningful. Star Blazers was radically different. It was the first popular English-translated anime that required episodes to be watched in sequence. You had to remember names, relationships, setbacks. There was an overarching plot that connected everything together. That doesn't sound radical now. It sounds obvious. But in 1979, it reset expectations for what a children's program could be. Continuity wasn't just allowed, it was essential. You had to show up week after week or you'd fall behind. That commitment model predated streaming binge culture by decades, but it understood something identical. Viewers would invest if the story demanded it from them.
Hello, Wildstar. I'm doing my best, Captain. I've never operated a unit like this before.
Number 6. Derek Wildstar didn't start at the top. Captain Avatar commanded the Argo in Season 1, but as the series deepened and the stakes expanded, Derek Wildstar rose through the ranks steadily. Deputy Captain in Season 1, Commander in Season 2, officially in command by Season 3. The show wasn't abandoning its protagonist. It was giving him a narrative arc that matched the escalating crisis perfectly. Leadership wasn't granted by plot convenience. It was earned through 3 seasons of survival and judgment calls made under fire. By the end, Wildstar didn't inherit the ship. He'd grown into commanding it. His promotion wasn't decoration. It reflected the cost of experience under fire, the kind of thing that separated him from every other cartoon hero who started with authority already secured and locked down.
Here we are so close to Iskandar and still fighting.
Number 5. After Earth was saved, the real problem started. Season 1 resolved the radiation crisis completely. The Cosmo DNA worked. Earth was restored. Problem solved, case closed. Except Season 2 opened with a new enemy, the Comet Empire, led by Prince Zordar. Unlike Gamelon's earlier colonization schemes, Zordar wanted straightforward conquest, annexation, imperial expansion. The show escalated from survival to domination. Humanity had solved one extinction-level crisis, only to face another of a completely different nature. That's not lazy writing. That's how actual history works. Victory creates new opponents. Enemies multiply. The relief of Season 1's conclusion lasted about as long as it took to catch your breath. The reset wasn't merciful, it was merciless, and viewers watched helplessly as another countdown began ticking.
I am now ready to make a full statement.
Number 4. Revenge United Enemies. Here's where the show got psychologically complex. Deslok, the leader of Gamelon, joined forces with Prince Zordar in Season 2. Deslok had been defeated thoroughly. His world was destroyed. Now he had one motivation: revenge on the Argo. His vendetta aligned with Zordar's imperial ambitions. 2 antagonists, one shared grievance. The Star Force wasn't fighting a monolithic enemy anymore. They were navigating the interplay between a conqueror and a man consumed by personal vengeance. Allegiances followed psychology, not just ideology. That level of character complexity was uncommon for animated television in 1979. Most villains stayed villains. Most enemies remained flat. But Deslok's arc suggested something more human lurking beneath the uniform. He wasn't driven by pure evil. He was driven by loss and the desire for retribution.
Yes, Sandor. I think I've spotted it.
Can you get to it?
With the help of my extenso arm.
Number 3. Even saving the world wasn't the end. Season 3 introduced catastrophe at a cosmic scale. During the Galman-Bowler War, a stray missile destabilized the sun's thermonuclear reactions. Not a distant apocalypse, Earth would be destroyed in 1 year. The entire solar system in 3. Captain Wildstar faced a new mandate: find a new home for humanity. The show had shifted from a rescue mission to a diaspora narrative. Each season had escalated stakes in a way that felt earned, not arbitrary. 3 years of television, 3 existential crises, and each one demanded different solutions. By Season 3, there were no more quick victories, no miracle device waiting at journey's end. The only solution was relocation. The only option was beginning again somewhere else. Survival had become exodus, permanent and irreversible.
What was the name of your wonderful new weapon? It seems to have slipped my mind.
Number 2. It was syndicated, which meant almost anything could happen. Star Blazers ran from September 1979 to December 1984 across 3 seasons, totaling 77 episodes. It aired in first-run syndication, not a network slot. That meant fewer constraints overall. No network censor breathing down the production's neck at every turn. No sponsorship notes demanding lighter content or safer endings. Syndication had its own limitations, but it also offered creative freedom that network television simply didn't possess. The show could take risks because nobody was obligated to carry it. That flexibility contributed to the show's willingness to develop ongoing plot lines and complex character arcs. Stations could drop you if ratings sagged, but while you were on the air, you had room to maneuver. That freedom proved invaluable to a show that wanted to grow and evolve.
Good work. Thanks.
You both were marvelous.
Number 1. American producers didn't just dub it. They rebuilt it. Westchester Productions found Star Blazers. Griffin Bacall handled the dubbing and editing. Claster Television managed production and syndication. But here's what matters. Japanese language elements, titles, captions, cultural markers were replaced or removed entirely. This wasn't a simple translation. It was adaptation, reconstruction. The American producers didn't preserve the original. They rewrote it to fit their market. Some of that was practical. Some of it was political. The early 80s weren't overly hospitable to foreign content. The result was a show that felt American while originating from Japan. That cultural translation created a new hybrid artwork. It was remade so thoroughly that the audience never knew it had been made elsewhere. The erasure was complete and total.
Hey, look at what they're doing. Aren't they throwing something out of their planes? Why, they're starflies.
Bonus fact: the voices you heard were almost never credited. The English dub was recorded in New York at Film Sounds Inc., directed by Tom Griffin and Ellen S. Leinoff. It was a non-union production, which meant one thing: none of the voice actors received any official credit whatsoever. Years later, fans tracked down performers like Chris Latta through detective work and scattered interviews. You watched these characters for 77 episodes without knowing who gave them voice. The anonymity was partly practical, partly the nature of the era, but it also meant voice acting and animation remained invisible labor. Skilled work performed in a studio for a paycheck, with the audience never knowing who to thank. That erasure was common practice. It also felt, in retrospect, like a loss. Like talent disappeared into the work itself, leaving only echoes behind. Star Blazers wasn't just a cartoon. It was a negotiation between cultures, a technical experiment in serialized storytelling, and a bet that American audiences craved narrative complexity. The sun was dying. The ship was impossible. But the real story was about how a show became more than what anyone expected it to be. Sometimes salvation comes from the most unexpected places, even a sunken battleship.